This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 927 for the week of July 20th, 2026. My name is Zach.
And my name is Ed.
And on today's show, we have, I'm going to start first with our archivist, Ken O'Connor, this week. Ken, how's it going?
I'm going before Steven. What
Well,
is
he's the
this?
guest of honor today, so it's a little higher than very special guest.
So you put him second?
Yeah, now he gets to go second today. That's how that works. You always save the best for last, although now I sound like I'm insulting you, but it's more that you're not going to be talking for the next hour and a half, so I'm giving him a little reprieve before we start by having this conversation.
I just appreciate being here. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Ken. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
And very special guest well, what did I say? What's above very special guest I just said? Guest of honor. There we go. Translator for One Piece and Weekly Shonen Jump Manga Plus. We have Stephen Paul with us. How's it going, Stephen?
Good. I can't believe that I used to think Jill was cool. That's my first thought after last week. Hearing myself so rudely dragged in the mud on my own podcast.
God, I'm trying to
Here
remember.
I am.
What she said.
She called me a loser.
But for which reason?
Liu to her.
You'll have to go back and listen.
Okay. Wow. I think we've talked about podcast amnesia before, but when I do a podcast, at least, it immediately leaves my head when I press the stop button on the record, which is awful because I would like to remember things. Anyway. Speaking of remembering things, see what I did there? What are we doing today, Stephen?
We are going to be discussing volume 115 of One Piece. That just came out the first week of July, and we've got it as hot and fresh as it possibly can be with our schedule.
One Piece, more like 115 piece.
115. Yeah, that's not a very popular KFC bucket order, but
are you sure about that?
Yeah,
maybe if you're having a World Cup watch party.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Way to go, Spain.
Yeah, literally just before we started. Yeah, congrats to Spain and all the Spanish out there.
And good job, France. That was a very exciting game. You almost did the funniest thing possible.
Yes, the third place game.
But for those who we're not talking about sports for the first time in a while, believe it or not. So for those who don't know Steven, for like the last, I was trying to figure out,
these sports are just banter. This is not official podcast sports business.
Yes, that's for another time. So yeah, we're talking about volume 115 this week. A volume so hot off the presses that only Steven has it.
Yes.
I tried to get it in New York City when I was there, and they're like, nope. We don't have that for some reason. I ordered it and they're like, nope.
You know, it's holding out on you?
Yeah. And they're like, nope, we just have it a few blocks away and maybe tomorrow you'll get it just in time. So thank you, Stephen, for sharing with us what we need to know here. As we wait for delivery, at least Ken and I.
Yeah. Me and Zach are in the exact same scenario, pretty much.
Yes, it's fun. Excited for that, though. Before we get started, want to mention our Patreon. You might notice the amazing art that Kirby has done for this week that Kirby hasn't even yet created as we speak here, but that you are looking at right now. If you want to see alternate art, alternate titles, sketches, all that stuff, you could go to patreon.com/One Piece Podcast, and for $5 a month, you get that. You get Forced to Watch 4Kids, our series from like many years ago, as well as deleted scenes from our documentary, The One Piece Podcast Goes to Japan, at oppjapan.com, but the deleted scenes are there. And a lot more.
Stickers.
Over there. Stickers. That was my last but not least thing I was doing.
Okay. Go ahead.
But do you remember the sticker that we got? I know the Loki was last month. This month is I know which one it isn't. I'm just trying to remember which one it is. Do you remember?
You want the choices between the two of them?
No, wasn't there a winner?
Wasn't the first sticker club the Loki in the inner tube?
No. Yeah, maybe.
Yes, that was the original sign up one, I think.
I think the buggy one ended. Yeah. So it was the Kamehameha with Kobe and Garp versus the buggy and Gold Rogers pose. The latter of those won. So buggy once again failing upward and onward. So you could get, if you sign up now through the end of the month, you could get that sticker. If not, you could vote on next month's sticker from Steve. So huge thanks to Steve. Check him out everywhere you get your Steve Yurkos. I think that's all I got. Any rants or news that you guys want to?
I just want to add on, just to further promote ourselves, the Loki sticker, like, it's the most beautiful sticker I've seen in quite some time. Like, all the stickers have been great, but the Loki sticker, like, it doesn't do it justice when you take a picture of it. It has like a shimmer, like, holographic effect on the sticker itself. It's really pretty. I don't know how Steve did that or what he had to do with the company that makes the stickers, but it's a really striking sticker. I was very, like, blown away by it personally.
Steve is not one to skimp on details, as we know.
Yeah, no, he really killed it. So join the club. Stickers are fun.
Speaking of other podcast stuff, I don't know, just we've been talking about the the World Cup crowning new champions. Did we ever discuss the finale of our cover story tournament?
I was going to bring that up too. Because it like occurred to me as Ken was talking. Ken, can you give us the final results for the cover story tournament that has been taking place on Discord, and what's next for us?
Okay, so one at a time.
Those were those two-part questions.
For the cover story, going from fourth place to first. Coming in fourth place was Buggy's crew after the battle, which we had ranked S tier.
S tier, yeah.
Third
Richie.
place. Richie. Third place, the saga of the self-proclaimed Straw Hat Fleet, which we had ranked A tier. Second place,
everybody loves Orlumbus.
I think the entire podcast audience is very Orlumbus pilled. I get many people.
It's true. To be fair, after rereading that, the Cavendish stuff is hilarious. The Bartolomeo stuff, it's the bootleg stickers and stuff that's in that cover story.
It was pins you had.
Oh no, I have the pin version
pins.
of the I don't remember if it was a pin or a sticker, actually. You're right. But go ahead. Sorry, Ken.
That one is just very good in general. It's like when you order like an appetizer sampler at like a restaurant and all the appetizers are good and it's only like a couple of them, but they all hit. I'm like, all right, this is really good.
The Adeo one is the one that doesn't hit, but the rest of them, it's like the one that everyone leaves over. That you could get a really good one. They could pick out everything except for one of the things.
Yeah, it's the one thing no one wants. Second place was Gang Beige's Oh My Family, which we had ranked A tier. And then coming in first place is Eneru's Great Space Mission, which we had ranked S tier. So all in all, like the top four were S tier and A tier. Everything was pretty. I
gotta say, for me, I think Wapol is the only thing missing here. Like that, I like this top four. I think everyone did a good job.
Where did Wapol fall out? Wapol lost to Eneru. That's the issue. Like, if Wapol had been somewhere else, he would have gone, I think, a little bit further.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not saying it was wrong, but I'm saying that's for my
personal. Isn't it where Wapol gets peed on by a dog?
Yes,
more than once.
Several chapters of Wapol getting peed on by a dog.
That's why it was so good.
I remember the important parts.
The private parts.
Yeah, but our next one, Zach, I actually want to talk to you about. We'll talk about this probably off the show, but our next one will be a ranking of kings.
Right.
We are going to be doing a bracket of every single king character, whether they be named king, they are a king, they were a king, they've been referred to as a king, they have KING in their name in some way, shape, or form.
Wait,
they'll be
really?
on the bracket.
You're just doing it even if it's just like the word ranking, like, even though it has.
There's only like one character like that, so I'm like, that's funny. Throw it in there. So I don't have the list in front of me, but I remember okay. I went deep to find anyone who has even been called a king or reference to as king. I went pretty far.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote for Burgerham Lincoln.
He is a king.
He's a king.
Yep. I just don't know if we want to just do that quote unquote raw and just completely randomize it, or do we want to do the same thing we did with the cover stories and do a episode where we do a tier list?
That one, I think you got to randomize.
You want to randomize? Okay.
Because who cares? I think that's really the answer there.
Zach does not want to do a tier ranking.
No, I say it with love, but some of them were going to be like, okay,
you were so giddy to rank the cover stories. Now it's like
we could do it, but you would have to put that together whimsy.
No, it's fine. I think this one will benefit from being completely random.
I think if you're going to do one batshit random, this is a good one because no one's going to get really upset about it, except for that one person. You know who I'm talking about. I don't. But
a lot of it's like that, but the Harrison Ford on Conan of asking someone getting a bullshit question about Indiana Jones and just being like, who gives a shit?
Yes, that's now I say that with love because I also love the inane and the waste of time sort of categories and tournaments. So I do say that with love. I just don't think our tiering it is gonna do anything.
No, it will not. It will not benefit any of these guys.
Like with this, it did. I think this was it was a good idea here, and it worked out very well. Same with story arcs and stuff. But anyway. Look forward to that. Join our Discord to join in on that fun. Any other news that you all wanted to leave it up to you guys?
Like actual news, or do we talk about the box sets or?
Well, the box sets are coming out.
That's right.
For volume, it's one. So for those who don't know, Viz puts out these really huge literal boxes.
And there's usually a good a bonus prize in them.
Well, before we get to the bonus, the meat of it.
Volumes 91 through 111. It comes with a double-sided color poster and an exclusive paper play sheet for the One Piece trading card game.
They should have. Man, they should have put a couple cards in there.
This is what the placement would have been at the family restaurant at One Piece Tower.
When I saw Viz's post about the box set, I scanned over very quickly and just saw One Piece trading card game in the post. I'm like, they didn't put a fucking card in it, did they?
I thought they did at first, so I'm a little.
Could you imagine people just buying 10 box sets and just jumping the manga in the streets?
The problem with these with these situations in abstract, they do sound very funny. I know. They're not in actuality, but just imagining someone running through with a bunch of these insanely huge and heavy box sets just to get a card does.
Or running through the store like Jingle All the Way, Turbo Man.
Yeah, but with a box set that's
multiple box sets.
Which is 40, 50 pounds. I think this thing weighs as much as my son. It's very heavy. I'm not calling my son heavy. Just, if he were a box set.
Children are heavy.
Children are heavy when you lift them all day. So yes, that's coming out. Believe it or not, I think I think you would believe it. Around almost 3/4 of this box set is Wano, and the rest of it
makes sense.
Egghead, and it totally makes sense. I was surprised the whole thing wasn't Wano.
Oh, can we talk about really quick how Sabo?
Yeah,
Boa, Lucci are all.
That's from a color spread.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
I was
Law, Sabo, Hancock, Lucci. Although Lucci's barely there and barely in Wano garb.
But he's an egghead, so it makes sense. All
what
right,
about them?
Kind of. Just there. Go ahead.
Do you remember that color spread where it's the Straw Hats facing a bunch of the people from? I think it was from Stampede. I think that's what this was from.
It was either that or it was the top 30 of the previous WT100 or something like that, where he put all the other characters in.
Well, everyone's in Wano garb. That's what that's from.
It's just funny because they were not in Wano. But
that was the WT100. They should have called this one the WT200.
But what does this have to do with the box set?
It's on the cover of the box set.
On the box set.
Oh, it's on the box set itself.
It's on the box.
It shows Sabo, Hancock, and Rob Lucci in Wano garb, even though they were not in Wano.
Nice. It's definitely from a color spread. I believe Stampede, because they all were kind of major characters in Stampede.
They were,
so, as was everyone else. That's all I got. Wasn't there another card game thing that you were talking about, Stephen, before? I don't even know if that's
they had
worth
to apologize because people were scalping the magazine.
Shueisha?
The Shonen Jump issue, and then they had to cancel like their next planned card pack-in magazine release or something. So I think officially now Shueisha has realized the monster they have unleashed, and so we might see some changes in their approach to promotions.
Oh yeah, Sai sent this to us.
This is the One Piece card game is like the fucking Szechuan sauce. It shows too fucking popular.
Yeah, it's a meme. It's a meme now.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about this for several weeks now with the baseball games and
weeks. It's
all
been
the other stuff. Yeah.
Maybe a year of us talking about this because I remember there was like.
Well, yeah. It's been happening. I'm just saying it's been really. Yeah, this last couple of weeks.
It's not just One Piece either. It's every card game.
Every card
game.
There
was the Lorcana incident recently of people charging at Disney. Like, it's ridiculous. It's getting worse and worse. Right. And I'm waiting for this trend to end.
Yeah, as they do. I mean, it will at one point. And then people will be left having paid $100,000 for a card.
Kirby in our chat mentioned it happened with the round One Piece promotion too.
Oh yeah.
Is that in Japan?
I don't think they were cards, but they were like postcards or something like that. Like it was some kind of like just exclusive limited time thing. And of course, people are gonna charge. Guys,
am I sitting on a fortune over here? Is that?
It was the TCG. Okay, I was wrong. It was the TCG. Kirby
never
said.
Mind. Then I'm not. Because I think I looked up the value of the card after we discussed it in the magazine issue, and it was not. It was not as much as you would expect. Because these things wane and people stop caring about it. Anyway, we have some manga to go through, and by that I mean
yes, we do.
Let's go through the SBS for volume 115 right after this.
Right.
This is the manga recap for volume 115, the title of which I should have asked Stephen. Stephen, what was it again?
The strongest thing in the world.
Okay, that's what I thought it was, and I forgot. Okay. Stephen, you're going to take us through the cover and also the author comment, the SBS, and a lot more.
The undercover as well.
The undercover. Before we get into it, though, if you're looking to read along with us, you have to go to an import store as of this recording. So like a Kinokuniya or an Amazon Japan, or Book Off. What other ones are there around the country that people could get? I forget.
Those are the
big three, I think. Those are the big three. That's what it is. Go ahead, Stephen.
All right. Yeah, volume 115. This just came out in early July, and we shall talk about the cover here. Very a pretty simple cover, not as crazy as many others. It's just Gear 5 Luffy in the foreground. He's holding a big old lightning bolt like the cartoon character that he is. We have
Lightning bolt.
Yeah. He's LARPing. We have Gunko with in her evil form with her wings and trident, and then Ragnir, who we discovered is blue.
He's got like White Walker colors from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well, I thought they were blue in the eyes, but he just has little dot eyes.
He's Pachirisu colored from Pokemon.
That's right. That was what
we discussed.
Yeah, and then of course the background is taken up entirely by the imposing figure of Loki, with his purple hair and protruding tongue, and we have a diagonal pattern of yellow, red, and purple, which I said is perfect for the summertime. These are the popsicle colors. It's nice enough. I don't think this is a super memorable cover, but I don't dislike it either.
It's cool enough, but there's no like emotional heft or resonance to it. Like,
Right.
Even though this is a very emotionally hefty, I mean, this is the end of the flashback, as we'll discuss. Yes. And Harold's not on it, and Kid Loki might be on it. I don't know how old this Loki is. This Loki could be any age.
Yeah.
Current age Loki.
Current age. It could be, but he could also be 40 here. Instead of 60.
He's a giant.
Or 60.
I'm picturing Ragnar with a popsicle stand now, because he has the ice powers. Just making popsicles.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, he totally would. Yeah.
Right? How cute would that be?
Ugh. I love Ragnar. Ragnar's awesome.
Yeah, and they don't even have to melt. He can just keep them frozen.
Bit of a tangent. Where do we stand on calling him Ragnar versus Ratatosk? Like, do we?
Ratatosker is the model name, so that's
but his name is Ragnar.
His name, the hammer is Ragnar. Yeah,
right. The hammer.
Let's not forget.
The hammer
it's
is
like
Ragnar.
If we were talking about lasso. Remember, we're talking about a cannon, right? A gun or cannon.
A gun. Yeah.
They named the cannon lasso.
So we're saying really we love this inanimate object, and it's an adorable inanimate object, which isn't that far-fetched. So.
Correct. Yeah.
I was also noticing that with Gunko, with her like her arrow wraps around her legs, she does, and the fact that they're cut off, it is very reminiscent of Monet's like bird legs to me.
Oh yeah.
It looks a lot like that kind of Big Bird style.
Yeah, it's Big Bird I was thinking of.
Love it.
Yeah.
Doesn't Big News Morgans have something like that too? Maybe not.
No.
Does he have regular human feet?
Does he have the weird backwards knees like Xavier Renegade Angel?
No, we never see Big News Morgans' feet.
We only see like his top half.
No.
One second, I'm looking it up.
You're the archivist. You do that. Let's Stephen continue.
Look up every single instance of Morgan's appearing.
Yeah. Why don't you Google Big News Morgans' feet?
Okay. He's got the backwards leg thing like a bird, but he wears like spats, like shoes.
I want you to send that photo to me.
I am posting it right now in the Discord.
Don't take that out of context, Delaney.
Go ahead.
Send me all your pictures of feet.
Give me all your Big News. Give me all your Big News Morgan's feet photos. Again, don't isolate the footage,
Mr. Jameson. We do have an undercover, as Ed mentioned, with the usual Spot the Panda Man. This one, I think, is a pretty straightforward one. It's not too wacky. We just have a single Panda Man poking out from under the brim of Loki's large helmet, and he's just throwing up a little peace sign there to
crawling
say,
out like the girl from The Ring.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like look at his luxurious hair that he's got here. Incredible Panda Man hair. Making a joke about Loki's hair. But yeah, it's fun, but it's not the wildest Panda Man.
I should be asking this every time we do an undercover. Where would you have put Panda Man, or what situation would you have put Panda Man in with this cover?
That's a fun question.
I would have had him riding the lightning. I would have had him do like the Doctor Strangelove, on the upper spike of the lightning, have him doing like the yeehaw rodeo riding. That would have been fun.
Slim pickings, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, where would I put Panda Man? I think sliding down the tongue. Loki's tongue.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah,
like a water slide.
Yeah, Oda would do that for sure.
He would 100. That is the most Oda. Yeah. Okay. Or he would do something else much less savory. Anyway.
But speaking of savory, let's go to Oda's comment on the inside flap.
Yes, and the drawing is the it looks like the steak that Luffy was sitting on the cover of Jump last week.
That's true, it does.
Yeah, it is quite a red steak there, although the outside is quite well done. And it seems to be resting on some wooden surface with like some either blood or the sauce, the glaze beneath it. And Oda's comment is, for this volume, we'll first have you read it without any extra flavor, just about 20 pages. And then the next 80 pages or so, we'll have you read it with a light dusting of salt. And around about page 100, then we'll have you read it with a healthy dollop of tare glaze sauce. And we'll finally have you finish off the Usopp Gallery with a splash of dashi broth. And that will provide the most ideal mealtime accompaniment. Volume 115, bon appetit. So, yeah.
Awesome.
I kind of love that.
He's been having a lot of. I take away from this that he's been having a lot of steak lately.
That isn't different,
right?
He loves his. He is very Luffy. If there's one thing we know about Oda, is he loves his meat. Isolate the footage.
Yes, he does. Yeah, and we've talked about this in the news because Oda had like a whole comment about it. But this volume has 13 chapters. It is, I think if you include the ads at the end, it is almost 250 pages. So it is quite large for a Shonen Jump volume. And that will take us from basically, okay, so last volume, we basically finished all the God Valley stuff in the flashback. And so this is kind of once we get back to Loki and Harold, and it goes through the end of the flashback back to the present. And then we end with first the chapter where Imu says, I must leave the Holy Land. I must leave the Holy Land. And then the final chapter, of course, this is why Oda crammed it all in there, is the steeple top reveal of Imu and his seemingly corporeal form. Although, I don't know, I guess apparently some people argue that his original form should have been a parrot or something.
We are not talking about that.
No, I definitely want to talk about that, but not now. But definitely. Okay. Because the answer to that is yes, he is a parrot. And that person, I never say this, Reddit was 100% right.
Okay.
Don't isolate that footage either.
Yeah, so having 13 chapters, you would imagine there must be a ton of SBS in this one. The answer is actually not really, because it is split between regular SBS segments, and then we have the Subaru Kimura voice actor SBS.
The new Frankie?
The new Frankie, yes. So we'll go through that as well. So I will start us off here on our first SBS segment, page 24. And we have a fun reader submitted illustration. All of the SBS headers are reader submitted. And it's going back to Dressrosa with Sugar and the little black bears.
Is that Flapper? Because remember, Flapper turned into a little black bear?
I don't remember which weapon he had. No, I don't. I forgot about Flapper. And then there's like the flunkies that were looking over the Tantatas in the factory. And they are.
It's got like a loaf of bread for a head.
Yeah, this one guy looks really fucked up. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
why is that one bear wearing like an Uncle Sam hat?
I think that's just what they were.
Yeah, that's what they were wearing. And so our first question here, this is a fun one. So you're going to be reminded of this scene. So they put it in there. It's the scene from the flashback when Rox shows up and he does the whole like, you're going to say yes to 2 questions because that's the answer I want to hear. And it was like, 1, this is Elbaf, the kingdom of the giants, right? And number 2 was Harold's here, right? And that's what he says to, was it to Loki? I forget. I think it was Loki. Yeah,
it was.
And so the reader's submission here is, all right, you're going to say yes to these 2 statements, Oda Sensei, because that's the answer I want to see. Number 1, the SBS has already started, right? And Oda's like, yes. And number 2, there's going to be perverts here again, right? And Oda's like, yes. Wait, what? No. Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. I started the SBS without me. Oh, and there are no perverts here. Not a single pervert. And so our the immediate follow-up here is about Shanks's bounty poster, the one where he's facing head on to the camera, but he's like looking completely sidelong, like his eyes are like peering out of the corner of his eyes. And it says, on his bounty poster, whose panties are Shanks staring at?
Oh my God.
And Oda's like, he's not. He's like, all the Shanks fans are going to jump you now. He's like, you should get jumped. So he's wishing harm upon this.
Yeah, but the eyes are saying whale tail.
I mean, he is looking very intently at whatever he's looking at in that picture. And the follow-up to that is, Odachi, don't worry. I have sprayed the anti-Sanada spray. There will not be any more Sanadas. And Oda's like, whoa, they sell that? Ah, thank you. That's so great. Thanks. I really appreciate that. Yeah. And so the follow-up here, so you see a little picture of Nami in a bath towel, is a question. Which of these is Nami's special attack? Number 1, is it the Pai Pai press? Number 2, is it the Pai Pai slap? Or number 3, is it the Pai Pai beam from Sanadachi?
You.
And so Oda's like, man, it's so hard to choose, but I could really go for the Pai Pai press. Not. What did you think I was going to say that, Sanada? And then he's like talking to the person before that. He's like, excuse me, your spray is not working. Look, you have to spray it, like spray it right on him. Just psh, 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 psh. He's like, spray, yes, right on him. Wait, no, he multiplied. The Sanada's multiplied. And the text is getting smaller and smaller as the
it's the thing from
segment fade out.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice thing from
yeah,
The
pretty
Simpsons.
much. Yeah, the brooms.
And that too.
Yeah. So there we go. We get the dirty jokes out of the way. And we will head to the next one. Our header illustration here is it's funny because it's cute, but it's also kind of creepy the way that I heart OP, who always does one of these. It is Stussy in her youth with her vampire bat wings, and there's a bunch of bats. So Stussy's got the bats.
Could also be current day Stussy.
That would be Miss Buckin.
No, so it could be old. Yeah, it could be in her youth, Miss Buckin, or right. Stussy. Yeah, sorry. I
forgot. Is that only the clone Stussy who is like the vampire?
We've never seen old Stussy or
original
current Miss Buckin use a bat power.
Yeah.
So it could just be the clone.
Right.
Just be the clone.
No. I think this is the Seven Warlord bats, because it also has the world government thing. I think that's what these are supposed to be.
Interesting. Okay.
So I think maybe it's just a bat
secret
motif.
Agent.
Yeah. He's carrying the mail in his claws.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the little.
It's her Smash. It's her Smash Bros. Invite.
Yeah. Stussy joins the scramble or whatever.
I had a bat in my house today. So this, not today, this week. Sorry.
Stussy's up to bat.
So I had an owl and now a bat. I don't know what's going on, but Oda, I blame you specifically.
Mm-hmm. All right. Our next one is the question here is one that. Unfortunately, I don't think I can actually translate based on prior context, so we'll see what I have to end up doing. So the question is, so we know that the Long Arm tribe, which is the Tenagazoku, that they live in a country called Tenagena Kingdom, which is basically just a joke on the name. I believe this was post Marineford, like right before the Luffy the ASL flashback, and so I wonder, do the Long Leg tribe, do those people have their own kingdom, and also I understand that Ruskaina used to have a kingdom of its own, and I would love to know the name of that. So Tenagena is just like, so it's Tenaga Zoku means long arm, and Tenagena it's just like longy arm army kingdom or something. It's basically just repeating the name. Would you like to know the creative solution that the previous translator used to refer to this kingdom in the Viz version?
Go for it.
It is the Long Arm Kingdom. So he just, did not do any wordplay whatsoever. Yeah, he just said, okay, well, it's supposed to be the Long Arm Kingdom, so we'll just call it the Long Arm Kingdom. So Oda says that the Ashinaga, the long leg, their kingdom is the Ashina Gainone Kingdom. So it's, again, same thing. It's like, oh, you have such long legs, basically. And Ruskaina, which I believe is just Ruskaina, that has always meant like, oh, you're not home. Like Rusu means not home. So
this
like
is where Mihawk lived?
Yes, yeah. So like Rusuban Denwa would be like a phone answering machine. So it's like the thing that answers when you're not home. So Ruskaina means like, oh, I guess nobody's home. And he says that the previous name was the Otankaina Okoku, which would mean like, oh, you are home. Kingdom. Yeah, so like neither
was
of
this
those.
The Muggy Kingdom? Is that the one that they? Is that the translation for that?
The Muggy King, or I think that was the island. Maybe it was Shikearu, which does mean like there is humidity here.
I think it was
basically.
Muggy Island.
Yeah.
Okay, it was the island. Okay.
Or wait, no, Muggy. I think Muggy was the kingdom and Ruskaina was the island.
Gloom Island, I think it is.
Or Gloom. Gloom.
That was a different one.
That was a different one. Oh, okay.
I think that might have been Brooks Island or something. Anyways.
No, sorry,
we'll see what I have to do with that one, but interesting. Not the first not the first case in this SBS where I have some tricky work to do ahead of me.
Do you have to match the previous name to the original?
That's the thing is like, yes, I think probably like sometimes what I'll do is if it doesn't work, but like the Japanese stuff is fun or interesting, I'll just be like, well, the Japanese name was this, and then I can put like in parentheses what the translation is. And so that might be a way to get around it.
Long Leg Island.
Right.
Like,
but it's still, it's still like admitting that the English version doesn't have that wordplay in it already.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's not ideal. So our next question here is about Gloriosa, who of course we have now seen in her youth and in her modern older age. And so this reader says, I have a question about Gloriosa. Was she based on Brigitte Bardot, who is a French actress? I believe she just passed away in the last
a few months ago.
Yeah.
Aww.
And Oda's like, whoa, you noticed? Yes, that's right. He's like, yeah, if you just look this up on just do an image search, you will see exactly what I was going for here. So when I did Grand Magnon, I drew her with the idea of this is what happens when a beautiful woman ages. And that was kind of the inspiration for the way that he drew her features. And so, when he drew Gloriosa as a younger woman, then yes, he based her look on the young Brigitte Bardot when she was a movie star. So it is basically she is based on the beautiful French actress in both in her youth and in her old age.
Yeah, she does kind of look like elderly,
yeah,
a little.
I mean, yeah, Grand Magnon is definitely
she's got that sort of square face in her older age.
I can definitely see it,
and the lips, you can see it, and the eyes,
the kind of the little cheekbone, poofy cheekbone thing that Yon has.
That's very.
They're not quite dimples, like the opposite of dimples.
Yeah. And then we get the question everyone has been asking in chapter 1165. We saw Polo Graham. Is that Marco's father?
Who asks this?
I have noticed that if you connect their names, you get Marco Polo.
Oh, thank you, this comes from Captain Obvious.
Yeah, well, you asked who sent it in. That it is Panda Man's daughter. Is the pen name of
you had a kid
person. Yeah, and you made fun of them. Poor Panda Man's daughter. Oda says, yeah, I don't think I can hide this one, lol. Yes, you are correct. This would mean that Marco's full name is Polo Marco. He says, at the time of the God Valley incident, Marco had already been born, but he was not yet a pirate. And later on, after the death of Graham, who was kind of like Whitebeard's partner, Whitebeard took in his son onto his ship, and Marco grew into being, the most trusted of all of Whitebeard's
he was
followers.
the first division captain?
Yeah, his right-hand man.
He was, basically the first.
Ace was the second division captain?
Correct. After the other...
I guess so.
Who was Thatch? Was it Thatch?
I don't know.
Wasn't there one spot left open for Odin that someone took over?
Oh, that's the one. I think it was the second.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so on to the third SBS the header here. We have Young, Shanks, and Buggy. And we have another person who looks just like Shanks, but with slightly longer hair.
Shamrock, perhaps?
And they're forming the SBS. And it just occurs to me now, this is what happens when we don't have Team Dark on, that I have not been keeping up to date with the state of Shuggy Nation after the reveal of Shamrock. I can only imagine the kind of depraved scenarios that they have been cooking up.
Get on this right now. Tell us the depraved scenario.
Shanks, Buggy, and Shamrock.
Yeah.
Shit.
The spit roast they're doing there. All right.
You.
There's our episode image.
No.
Oh dear. So we have
you said it.
This is going to be the accountability corner for Oda. This is a long time coming. This has been a gag.
I see this already, and
you can already tell.
He actually addresses this.
Okay.
Wait.
So we have a picture of Pell in his falcon form, and even if you can't read Japanese, you might notice that the number 5 is in this bubble.
Yes.
And so the question is, hey, Oda Sensei, I have a question. When Pell said that there were only 5 types of confirmed flying powers in the world, which ones are they? Because there are so many flying powers that I can't tell which ones they are. Please explain.
This is the best SBS question. Oh my God.
Who sent this in? We'll send them some flowers.
Takafumi.
When you notice something like this, a wizard did it.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
it was what's his? It was the guy who fixes doors.
Minatomo. Yeah. Oda says, "Oh, you want to get into this?" He like laughs.
Oda's taking off the gloves.
Yeah.
He's taking off the rings.
No. Oda So he says, "Okay, so I've been hearing this for years now." And
Shocked it took this long.
He says, from my perspective, like my question is, how are all the people of the world understanding this information that applies to the entire world? You know, like who was out there saying, oh, we discovered that there's a couple of tontadas who can fly. And, they have little pictures of Cub and Bion, who were, of course, little flying bug tontadas. They had bug fruits. So yeah, like who is taking those statistics into account? Who's figuring all of that out? So my answer, like in my lore answer is in parentheses or in quotation marks, as far as Pell understands, or as far as he has heard, is the answer. So his answer is to throw Pell under the bus and say, Pell doesn't know shit.
Yeah, he should be dead. What would he know?
Back under the bus where he belongs.
Yeah.
Back under the bus. Yeah.
But the answer continues.
He's back under the bus.
That's what I was doing.
Back to Winnipeg. He says, but this line has an extra meaning specifically for me, which is it was meant to be a kind of limitation on myself to say,
yeah, we know, Oda.
Yeah. yeah, I can think up of a million different ways for people to fly, but don't get too crazy with them. He says, we've seen technology in this world where, you look at it like culturally speaking and scientifically speaking, and you're like, why aren't you guys inventing planes? But in this, the worldview, the setting of the world of One Piece is one where, the course of advancement just went slightly askew. So this is just a world where we just didn't quite go down the path of doing airplanes. And the reason for this is because it's a pirate manga. You got to have, it's the sea, it's the ships, it's the sailing.
Sea trains.
You don't like it, he wrote this to tell himself, like, it's got to be about the ships. So you can't make this a world where everyone is just zipping and flying around through the air.
What is this, Bleach?
You stole my joke again, Ed.
I was gonna say it's all about the ships, Spider-Man. It's all about the ships.
And says, so that's why, even in the future, it will be rare to see people flying, and that's the stance that I take.
Talking about.
And he says, and I'm going to stick to that. So
I'm sorry, you just introduced another guy who flies.
Yeah, well, maybe he's getting this out now just to like state for the record where his mind was at before he goes off the deep end.
I have two things to say. One, I want to like go back and find out what when he okay, only 5. I want to know the 6.
He had actually.
No, but I want to know, like, if you go back and from the start of the manga, who is the 6th person that flies? Like, who's the one that broke the camel's back in that regard?
I don't even think he thought about this a ton after. He's
I don't think so either. I think it's just
this is something I do all the time, is that I'll say something out loud to give myself accountability, and then I still won't follow through with it. So I 100% agree with that. I get that. That's the most human thing I've seen Oda say in a while. However, his explanations suck because it's just not that. Come on.
I was gonna follow up by okay, so no planes in One Piece. That's fine. Then I'm looking at Buffalo riding Baby 5 like a plane flying around with the propeller fruit. There's no planes in One Piece, guys.
Are we forgetting just Skywalk? You could just learn how to walk on air. Then at that point.
Yeah, I think that Oda I don't think Oda is saying this as an excuse. I think he knows on the face of it how absurd it is. I think he's just this is his coming clean moment where he admits and knows how silly it looks. I think when he says it that way.
I think Oda's even said this, but he doesn't want just fights in the air where everyone's fighting each other. He said that at some point, I think, or he intimated that. Because that's what a lot of shonen manga and anime and series, it becomes that. But
everybody wants to Dragon Ball.
I hate to tell you, Oda, you're kind of doing that right now. Right this second. If at any time to answer this question, this was a very odd choice.
True.
I just like the idea that Pell is dumb and he read on Facebook.
Yeah.
There's only 5 flying fruits.
Right.
Also,
he's been spreading misinformation for years.
My biggest problem with this is that Pell, a Zoan user, doesn't realize there are other animals that fly, more than 5, I'm gonna say, and he's a specific type of bird, which means every single species of bird probably has a devil fruit for them, including, let's say, an albatross. So we know that. And then insects that fly, there are a ton of animals that fly. Bats, we just talked about.
Yeah, I don't think he's counting every species of bird as a separate thing. I think he's
bird fruit model blank is one. Yeah. Right. Well, isn't there a book of devil fruits that was referred to? That's how Sanji read about the fruits when he was younger. What if that book? What if Pell just had a really outdated version? There was only 5.
Yeah.
No, I read the book, guys. Only 5 in there.
No, I do like the idea that he gets all his facts from amazing science facts on Facebook, where it's just completely unsourced random crap that someone put up there.
So funny.
I could see Pell being the Facebook user of the bunch. That sounds right.
It does remind me of that. the Tenkaichi Budokai where you first see like Tenshinhan and Chaozu floating, and Goku's like, "Whoa!" And then it's just like, "Oh, that's it. Like there's no going back from this. Like it's gonna end
standard.
with everybody's flying."
Oda has been doing that with One Piece, and I think he very much was trying to avoid that. But we're getting to the climax. I get it,
right?
And also, we're in a land of giants. You kind of have to be able to get up there.
Remembering that, didn't Zoro have to be thrown in Dressrosa?
He did. You're right. I mean, that wasn't flying. That was more
falling with style. Yeah, thank
you.
Okay, we could go to the next one now that we've reamed Oda appropriately.
This one, okay, here's another one that I'm gonna be tortured by. So this one is, hey Oda-san. So for Shamrock's birthday, I was thinking that so basically this is like a ridiculous, joke, like an obvious insane stretch in Japanese. So it's literally it would be since he's trying to wreck up Elbaf, and he seems like he likes cucumbers. So it's like Elbaf o sanzan na me ni awasoto shirushi. So sanzan, which would be like horrible or to ruin, san meaning 3, and then he seems like he would like cucumbers. Cucumbers are cutie. So Q meaning 9. So could we have his birthday be March 9th, which if you know Shanks, that is already Shanks's birthday. So basically
a very roundabout way to get to
exactly to pretend, and Oda's like, that he's twins with Shanks, so his birthday is already March 9th, right? And then he's like, it has nothing to do with cucumbers. So yeah, it's just a goofy way to point out that he would have the same.
So the asker started from the premise. I mean, he knows that they're twins, working backwards from that point.
Right, right. So I have to find some obnoxious way to make it a March 9th.
It's a very good bit.
Joke.
You could definitely. I mean, yeah, the reader definitely was funnier than Oda in that. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, next SBS. Here's some fun stuff. Here's the like the Oda's sketches page, and
we talked
header
a lot
here,
about this. Sorry, I just noticed what's happening.
Our header here is it looks like Yamato has a gigantic dango skewer that is making SBS on it.
I think that was Ken's awe. I think you took that too, Ed.
Yeah, and there's a cute little Otama, and looks like Tsuru probably with her Kinemon's wife. And Yamato's got a little drool going on, thinking about those delicious dango. Very nice. And so the question is, Odachi konnichiwa, hello. I love the kids from Elbaf. They're so cute and adorable. How old are they, and is their school an elementary school? So Oda says, yes, the Walrus, think of the Walrus School as an elementary school. The kids there are all between the ages of 18 and 36, since they're giants. So I will introduce.
Don't understand it.
Just divide by 3. It's not that hard.
No. It's not that I don't understand it mathematically. It's how could you've lived 18 years. Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
He says, so I'll just introduce the kids who got caught. So the 10 of them that we know. And he's also got extra parentheses with their equivalent human ages in them. And he also adds, the only ones you really need to remember are Colin, Ilva, and Bjorn. And so,
thank you.
Yeah, forget the rest of those idiots.
So I really shouldn't care about any of them, and the fact that they've been
when
in
Zaza
imminent
drowns
danger.
them all.
Yeah. Only care about 3 of them.
Right. No, it's funny that he says that too, because I think he did a great job at differentiating them all and giving them all like different details. So. He has his little pencil sketches here of them. And so we'll go through them by number. So number 1 is Colin, who is 20 years old. That's about 7 years in human ages. He is the son
20.
of Gabon and Ripley.
Still with his parents at 20.
Yeah. And he's in parentheses. He has little like notes on like identifying features for them, and it's kind of hard to make out. But I believe for Colin, it says he's fascinated with the giant pirate crew and does not go to school. That's kind of like his first thing that we see with him.
Skipping school.
Yeah. Number 2 is Ilva. She is 21, again, 7 years old. She's the good girl, and she is the what did I say? It was like the great granddaughter of Yarul, something like that.
Yeah.
Great or great. And he included the sketch of her mom, who is very adorable. She has a little button nose and a very skinny neck.
I think I mentioned this at the time, but Ilva was also the name of Thorfinn's sister from Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was cool to get to use that name again. Number 3 was Scaldi. He's the guy with the goggles and the horns. He is 34, which would be age 11. And Oda's note is he has a wicked face or a mean face. And we see his mom also has horns. Number 4 is, where is it? Olav, who is Oimo's grandson. This is the guy with the very squarish face and the horn helm. He is 19, which would be 6 years old, and he hates pirates. Number 5 is Karin. She's the one who has like the little kind of Tantata style nose and the big headphones. She is 23, which would be 7 years old. And she is described, I don't remember this specifically in her scenes, but she's described as having what the Japanese call komusho, or like difficulty communicating, which you could, depending on the context, you could translate that as like just shy or like withdrawn, or in some cases maybe even like autistic. But
I was thinking that maybe that's like a particular representation because of the headphones. Because I also know that
sensory issues,
sensory headphones. Yeah,
could be. Yeah, I'll have to go back and look at the scenes where they were all like interacting with they were asking for help from their parents.
Cool nod, Oda. I think that's a first. In the 29 years.
Number 6 is Mag. He's the big guy with the little Frankie pompadour. He is 30, which makes him 10 years old.
Sure it does.
And he hates pirates, really hates pirates. And his mom's sketch is very cute. She looks like Jinbei.
She does. There's human Jinbei, then there's bald Jinbei.
She's filling up her entire circle.
There's Mrs. Human Jinbei.
And me.
Well, no, giant Jinbei.
Mrs. Giant Jinbei.
Giant female Jinbei.
Giant mom Jinbei. Yeah.
Giant mom Jinbei.
Big mom Jinbei.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, write that one down.
It's being done.
Okay. Number 7 is Ronya, who we all remember as having the funky teeth with her big ponytail.
I love her. She's great.
Yeah,
the scorpion.
I love her design. Yeah, and her dad has the same hairstyle too. She is 27, age 9, and she is described as the what would this be, like the class president?
The class rep.
Class rep, yeah, something like that. I'm not sure if they have multiple classes. These are the only kids we see. I was going to say
they're all different ages, but maybe it's like those like you would have like an old schoolhouse, and it's just to throw everyone in there.
The prairie schoolhouse or whatever, where everybody goes to one school.
There must be more kids on LBAF. I think it's just
I think there
are. This is in the West Side Story area. Maybe there's just maybe it's a rural outpost where also the king lives.
The castle is,
and everything happens. It makes no sense.
The Western Village,
the Western Village.
Number 8 is Bent, who is the kid with the droopy spiky hair
with the bent hair.
It's like
with the bent hair. Yep.
I'm trying to have a pompadour.
It looks like icing.
Dripping icing.
Yeah, like
or
a soft
the
serve.
yeah,
Nightmare Before Christmas hill
He
on his
is-
head.
that's it. That's how you remember.
It,
What was
it
his name
curls
again?
up.
Bent.
Yeah.
Bent.
He's 25, which would make him 8 in human years, and he is the one who is scared of Mother, the one who has by proxy has terrified the rest of Elbaf with his sleep-dead mother.
Yeah, good job, Bent. Get
Yeah.
bent.
She's got like the
Bent.
classic Obahan hair.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen her. Like, I don't
Yeah, and
actually
she
know why
scares-
there's a
she scares
sketch.
her
'cause-
She scares her husband too.
Yep.
Number 9 is Johanna. She is I guess you would call her the pretty one with the horns, who is 28, which would make her
Sorry, I'm
age
thinking
9.
of Teen Girl Squad now. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, she's doing the hands on the hips thing. She's the one who is the orphan who does not have any parents, and you will remember in that sequence where they're asking. In fact, I think that was the chapter of what the strongest thing in the world was the emotional, the parents reaching out, and she was the one who Anjay, the teacher.
Anjay, right.
Yes. I love that
It was very
moment.
cute.
Yeah, it was
that a
very,
good
very,
moment.
very sweet. Yeah.
I like these kids. I don't want them to die.
Well, we have one
they're
more
great.
left.
We have one more left.
Well,
Yes.
this one can.
Bjorn, who
Well, not the
is
kid.
Rodo's little brother. He's the one who looks like he has the Sanji haircut, the emo haircut. And he is 33, which makes him 11 in human years. And Rodo, if you recall, is 63, which would make him 21. And the note there is that hates his nerdy older brother, but is also a nerd himself. Which also feels very true to real life.
These, I want to
Self-hating
say,
nerds.
love all the kids are all great. I actually wish we had more time with them ahead of time. I don't know how the anime's been handling that, but I'm assuming.
Yeah,
it's
well,
at a
we see
pace.
a lot of them in those initial school scenes where they're like, "No, you pirates are bad," blah blah blah, and Luffy and Usopp are like, "What's wrong with you? You're being such brats. Pirates are cool." So we do get some characterization before, but
In the manga, we really didn't get like names or anything until
right, we didn't get a lot of names.
They were marching on Gungo's arrow.
Until
but the
they
anime,
were getting threatened to be murdered for the 8th time and not the 15th.
No one cares about children until they're in mortal danger. But they've been in the anime a lot, so
Isolate that footage too.
no.
I do want to say, if I were a giant, I'd be having my bar mitzvah this year. So you're all invited, and it's going to play music exclusively from the year 2000. So please enjoy.
An El Bat Mitzvah.
Millennial. Never mind.
Well, that's what I do. That's
Thank
what
you.
do
I like
for-
mine better.
All right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Next one. This is the last of the traditional SBS pages.
Boo.
Very cool header this time, where we have both Kid and Captain John, who are the 2 canonical owners of the magnet fruit,
Also, both
and
dead.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
It's
Well,
dead.
I wonder who the third will be. They're doing a magnet
Good
fight
question.
over the B, so they're making the SBS. They're very cool. Tons of detail in this one. Very nicely done.
Who would Kid most hate to have his devil fruit fall into the hands of? Let's think about that while Stephen reads these questions.
All right. So here, one more translation difficulty here. This one is Oda explaining Rodo. We were just talking about Rodo being the nerdy brother. So this question is, Orachi Heso, what is Tasso? Which if you recall, I know I did talk about this. I gave
Ultra
my
rare?
explanation. Yes, when it first appeared, and I did kind of go over all of this stuff, but now we get to hear Oda explain it himself. This is what I translated as ultra rare when he goes, ultra rare Nami, ultra rare Zoro, blah, blah, blah. So Oda says, okay, so I'm really not the expert. I am not knowledgeable enough to speak with expertise about so-called nerd speak or nerd slang.
Sure, you're not Oda.
Otakugo. otakugo, he calls it. But in the past, it was common that, when you had a stereotypical otaku, they would say stuff like degozaru, which is basically samurai speak. And you would say, when you were referring to something cute, you would say tan, something tan, mami tan, or whatever. And that was sort of like the nerd speak way of talking. This is probably like most prominent in like the 2000s. And he says separately from that, there was some online slang. There's an online slang culture where if you took the katakana for n, and then you have so if you've ever learned katakana, if you've ever done like Japanese 101 and they teach you hiragana and katakana, then you already probably know that there are a couple kana that are like traps for students because they look almost alike, but the angle is like slightly different on some of the strokes. And so one of those pairings is n and so. And then re also, they're like on a spectrum where it's like, okay, is it like more horizontal, or is it more diagonal, or is it more vertical? But otherwise they look almost the same. And so especially when you're dealing with like hand-drawn stuff where it's not like perfectly consistent printing fonts, it can be really hard for people who aren't used to it to recognize them. So Oda's answer here is, back then you would have stuff where people would intentionally use so instead of so you would have words like chisoko instead of chinko, which is dick, or pasokon for PC would be pasokoso. So when you combine that with the something tan, then you would get something taso. That's what people started calling that stuff online, or at least that's how I understand it. This was back in the age of the moe culture. He says now you would call it oshi culture, with the idols. Oh, my oshi, it's like stan culture. And he says, yes, and I'm sure it will probably change into something else in the future as well.
Oda can have his daughters explain it to him.
Yeah. In fact, I forget if I mentioned this, but like, speaking of 2000 stuff, back in the day when they were doing the Kerodo Gunso, the Sergeant Frog anime, there was like there was a minor character that appeared in a couple episodes where like all the frogs were like obsessed with this guy called Dance Man. He was basically like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever or whatever, like just like a disco dancer guy. And his name was
Dance. In one of the ending themes.
Yeah, his name was, right. He was like he quote unquote sang one of the ending themes, and they're like, oh yeah, it's Dance Man.
It's Dasonu Maso.
Yes, they tried to get him for like a party or something. There was like they got tricked basically, and so there's like an imposter, and his name was like Dasonu Maso. And so it was basically like it looked the same thing, but it was a fake version of him, and they were super pissed off about it. And so that's an example of this popping up in other media.
Voiced by Eric Vale, by the way. So
there you go. So I think if you recall, when I explained this stuff, when he started doing this, I was like, okay, so this would not make any sense whatsoever in the English version, and we don't put suffixes. The only time that I think that's ever been like taken root in the English version is probably Kami when she calls everybody chin, and I think that was probably the right choice for that instance, because that is unique to Kami. That's just a thing that she does, and it's kind of a take on.
It's not a Japanese thing; it's a mermaid thing.
I mean, you could argue that it's definitely a thing that people do in Japanese for nicknames for their friends, but it works for that. But in this case, because it is specifically a signifier that Roto is a nerd, and like kind of like a stereotypical nerd, that was what the Japanese audience would take away from that, at least the people who recognized it. And so that was where I instead of having it be part of his speech patterns, I tied it into his like collector mentality. And so I called them, ultra rare to compare them to like characters in like a mobile game that you roll, you spend your crystals and you roll to get the ultra rare character, and then you just try again and again and again until you get the character that you want.
So it really gets across that Roto is a really sort of a wet-handed, mouth-breathing nerd.
Exactly. Yes. I couldn't have said it better myself.
He kind of, I mentioned at the time, I think he looks like the guy from Perfect Blue.
Yeah, he's got the greasy hair and the, just the sallow,
the face like melted candle wax.
So that was my that was my take on that. And I'm glad, sometimes when you make adaptations like that, sometimes it's like, oh, once it goes beyond the initial reveal and it kind of drags on and you see it in more and more instances, in more and more contexts, it starts making less sense. And, that is still kind of a concern of mine. But I do feel like, all things considered, I don't know how I could have found a better way to represent that. So I'm still pretty happy with ultra rare Nami. Anyways. Next question, we have Odachi Heso. Can you tell us the age and favorite food and least favorite food of Rox D. Zebek? So Oda says, oh, here, Zach, it's your time to shine. Let's get his height. His height measurements here.
It's my time to shine.
That's right.
Oh, that I have to look them up.
Your centimeters. Sorry. Yes, we need we have to convert centimeters here.
Okay, wait. I'm like, why is that my time to shine? Okay.
Rox is 435 centimeters.
That's 14'3", as
Jesus
normal human beings
Christ.
are.
How tall is Blackbeard? Is he even close to that?
Let me look.
Yeah.
I got it.
I don't think he is. He's 11'3".
Okay.
Tiny little man. Maybe he grew over the time.
Yeah, he's like, it's like a tree. He's going to grow year over year after year.
Yeah, true.
Cut off his leg and count the rings.
Yeah. So Oda says he was 43 at the time of God Valley. If he was alive, he would be 81 today. That is 7 years older than Whitebeard. His favorite foods are Yami Nabe, or Darkness Nabe, or Darkness Hot Pot, which, as I learned, is apparently, it's like, what would you call it? Like a suicide. It's like everybody brings ingredients, but you don't know what anyone else's ingredients are. And then you have to turn off the lights, and then you throw them all in together, and then you find out like what the mixture is.
Wow, it describes that. I was just going to say that describes the Davy Bat fight sort of way.
Susceptible to sabotage.
But but is that the joke? Are you supposed to make it bad, or is it supposed to be like, ooh, what are we gonna get?
I think it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like what do they do? Like they do like wasabi
beef. Do we like
wasabi roulette? If you ever had a wasabi roulette,
yes, I have had wasabi roulette. And it's like,
that's fun.
I always lose.
The spice of life. Yes, he also likes whole roasted lamb, or sheep or whatever, and strong Bacardi, which is interesting to me because it implies that the brand of Bacardi exists in. Maybe
on the rocks, Bacardi.
Yeah, maybe Oda forgot that rum is the name of the
drink.
That's so funny.
I do like the fact that certain brand names somehow transcend into the One Piece world.
He took a sponsorship.
He likes Bacardi 151.
Yeah, his least favorite foods are cheese and milk.
Bacardi on the rocks is very funny. Sorry,
Thank you.
I just got it. It took me
it's funny because his hair is blue cheese.
So he's lactose intolerant then. Oh, my one weakness, dairy. Oh, that's why Emu beat him, because moo, cow. I get it.
Oh my God, man.
I'm just not even.
Listen, if everyone's gonna say Emu's a parrot, I can make lactose intolerant jokes.
No, that's because Emu is a parrot. Your lactose intolerant jokes are stupid.
They're hateful.
They're hateful against the lactose intolerant.
That's what they call me, Hateful Ken over here.
Our last question for Oda here is, hey, so Joy Boy's voice actor is Urara Takano. Urara-san is the very first person in the world to ever give their voice to Luffy. Oda says, that's right. Yes. When it comes to voice actors, he says, for very important characters, they will send the audition tapes directly to me so that I can decide. But in the case of Joy Boy, I made a request myself. Yes, Urara Takano was the person who gave Luffy his voice in a special One Piece animation that was done for an event. You know, I guess it was like a movie roadshow or whatever they called it. Back before Toei Animation's One Piece started. And he says, so why would I have specifically asked for this person, lol? Inviting you to, I suppose, to question the connections between Joy Boy and Luffy. Anyways, this volume, we have the SBS with the new voice actor of Frankie, Subaru Kimura. So our usual SBS ends here. We'll see you next volume.
Cool.
So we then have, because we have 13 chapters worth of, in between pages, Oda, they tossed in a little bit of Usopp Gallery Pirates here, which here specifically in this page, which of course you will not be able to see if you buy the English version, unfortunately, since they don't reprint these Japanese fan art. But I really do love this one. That is Ilva like doing a little pose with her big helmet, and she's standing in front of Jarl and his enormous beard
and the sword through his head.
And the sword through his head, yeah. It's just it's a very nice family portrait there.
And is that it's like a sculpture of Afro Luffy?
Yeah, it's a figure. It looks.
I'm surprised there isn't an official one, but
right.
Okay, what happens next?
Next, sorry, just wetting the old whistle here. Next, we have the Subaru Kimura pages, which always involve some banter between the actor and Oda before they get into the reader questions. For this one, we have a picture of Kimura. I can't tell if this is like
looks like a fan.
Supposed to.
Oh
well, yeah. There's a fan illustration that's clearly Subaru as Frankie, post time skip Frankie, with some Vega Cola bottles making the SBS. But there's a photo of him. I can't tell if it's supposed to be like he's got a spoon. It looks like
looks like a kebab spit.
It looks like kebab, or carne asada.
Why does he have a spoon for the giant thing of meat there?
Right,
it's a very odd choice in images.
Or is that supposed to be a parfait or something? I don't know.
No, everyone loves parfait.
Yeah. It really looks like a spit of meat.
It looks
Why
like
does
like
he have
shawarma.
the spoon there, though?
Yeah, I think it is supposed to be.
He should have one of those those special knives that they use on shawarma.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything
The
but
long
a
knife.
spoon.
Yep.
Like literally anything else would have made more
plastic.
sense.
It looks like a flimsy plastic
it's a little
spoon.
white plastic spoon. Yeah.
You know what?
I don't know why, but he kind of looks like Greg to me a little bit.
I think this guy actually, well, yeah, he's got the backward hat, but I think this guy actually looks very similar to our friend Jammer.
Oh my God. Yes, he does.
I can see it now. Yeah.
Who has not been on the show for a while, but yeah.
A good friend of the show, but who sounds like Alex, and he looks
he sounds
like
Alex,
Frankie's voice actor.
He looks like Frankie's new voice actor.
He really has no unique features. They just are all borrowed from other things.
Yeah. Shame. So yeah, Oda introduces the segment. He says, this is the first time we've done the voice actor.
Spoons on spits. Go ahead, sorry.
First time we've done a voice actor SBS since Hoki-san in volume 102. That was, of course, after Jimbei became an official Straw Hat member. And the original 9 from Luffy to Book were done from volumes 52 to 64, just to let you know how long of a gap there was between all of them.
It was
that's
63
crazy.
volumes ago, right?
Not quite.
Or it started 63 volumes ago.
So, yeah, I think you're right. But 64 was where it ended. So, since Frankie's voice actor has changed, we're going to do it again. We're going to try out the hits. We will give the Aniki of the crew, the big brother, the shipwright, Frankie's new voice. And it turns out he is a cola otaku, Subaru Kimura in the house. And so, yes, he says, all right, here, because of his skills, we can do this. And so he puts in a reader question, which is, to Subaru Kimura, please introduce yourself in German, really cool like. And Oda Sensei, you can interpret for him. And so
get your
Subaru
angriest
writes,
voice running.
Yeah, ich bin Subaru Kimura, der fetteste und heftigste Typ des ganzen Planeten. Which I did put into Google Translate, and it said I am Subaru Kimura. I'm like the biggest and baddest guy on the planet, or something like that.
German and English are very close, so you could see the words a little bit. Yeah.
So Oda's like, okay, yes. So I'll interpret that for you. This is what he's saying. Hey, everybody, I'm Subaru. Since all of the other Straw Hat voice actors are super old now, I'm going to be the new star. I'm going to destroy all of them with these fists.
Wow.
But he says, so as you can see, he's extremely energetic. And Subaru's like, I would never say that. Please, no, don't. You're going to make it so awkward for me later on. And Oda's
when
like,
I try and destroy them.
Oda's like, no, it's fine. It's German. Nobody understands what it is. And he's like, no, that makes it even worse. He's like, okay, so what I said is, and then Oda's like, hey, Subaru, so do you know what SBS stands for? Which that was a gag that he did with all of the voice actors originally. And he's like, wait, can I answer the other question first? He's like, okay, all right, I know how this works. Okay, so it's supposed to be, and in Japanese he says, senpai tachi ga bokemakutte ta yatsu da shindoi na, which would be like the thing that all of my senpais told bad jokes in, ugh, what a pain, or something like that. And so it is like, there, you heard that, everyone? This is what kind of man he is. He's disrespectful to senpais. Get smacked. And he's like, wait.
Oda hitting him over the head with a paper fan.
Yeah. And he's like, wait. I thought that was the bit. I thought you were supposed to be like that. And then it was like, okay, here you go. Here are your questions. Thump, big stack of postcards. Have fun. And so then it continues on. Where? Oh my God.
188.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. And we get there's a drawing. This is the same person who did the Stussy drawing, but it is all of the buggy crew. Yeah, the buggy crew plus Mr. 3 with their very exaggerated chibi proportions. Yeah, it's pretty cute. And we have what appears to be Subaru. He might be in drag. I don't know. He's definitely wearing a wig, a long blonde curly wig. So here's the reader. The reader commentary and banter and whatnot. So he said, the first one is, Subaru, I hear that you love cola just like Frankie. How many bottles of cola do you drink in a day? And Subaru says, I drink, in terms of bottles, like from the bottle, which I assume means glass bottle, I drink 2 every day. Cola is best. Cola is awesome when it's coming out of the bottle. Which I do feel like a lot of people agree with that, although I think it might be overstated.
I haven't had soda in a very long time, and I do miss it. It's great. But yeah, could soda is not great for you, but it's delicious.
It is not.
Yeah.
So the next reader says, if someone called you pervert, how would you respond? And he says, I would say more. At this point, pervert or freak or, whatever, hentai is the greatest of compliments. And so then the next person asks, Subaru, what kind of pervert do you think you are? What kind of pervert would you describe yourself as? And he says, the kind of pervert who would build a shelf in his house to hold 1,000 cola bottles. Which sounds like it must be an actual fact with the way that he said that. There are no pictures of that.
Oddly specific.
So yeah, exactly. The next one,
they clipped that bit from that one color spread where, like, is that Frankie killing his cola in the river?
Oh, yeah.
That was from just before the time skip. I know that's the watercolor one, but
I don't know if this is a river. It looks like they have the little bamboo like spout, like the balancing spout thing in the back. So it might have been more of like a summertime,
like
I think it was the noodle or like the refreshing, something like that. But it is definitely a picture from a color spread. The next question says, now that you have joined the Straw Hat crew, what was the biggest surprise to you? And he says, it would be the fact that the group chat is bouncing every single day. In Japanese, it's the group line, since everyone uses Line there. The social media app, the chat app. So yeah, I guess they have their own Straw Hat group chat there. He's like, yeah, everyone gets along so well. And I was just blown away. I was like, yes, this is a crew. So he was very excited to join in on that.
It's not a pen, it's a crew.
Right. Yeah. It is a crew. So the next question is, Subaru, I understand that you can speak Japanese, English, and German. Is it possible that you can also speak Robotese just like Frankie? Which was what was that? That was like just after the start of the time skip, right? When when he's like pressing his nose
Robo,
for
he
3
just
seconds.
said Robo at the end of things.
Right. And he's like, I'm studying it now. And then we have a little throwback to Enies Lobby, or I guess to Water 7. So Kimura-san, when you were taking over the role of Frankie, what else did you take over along with it? Or what did you receive along with it? And he says, red Speedo. Of course. Yeah. I think, did they do that gag on like the Jump Festa stage? I want to say they did that.
They did, yeah, they did.
And it was used.
Yeah.
No.
Who knows? I mean, with Yao.
To be fair. Yao really embodied that. Yep.
Yeah. So the next or the last segment here of questions is so Subaru, did you also inherit Yao's pattern of calling Oda Eiichiro? Because that's what he calls him, Eiichiro.
That's very familiar.
Yeah, I believe that Oda has known Yao longer than anyone else, going back to pre
One Piece, I think, yeah.
Or it was it from the press tour that they did for that production IG or something like that? Yeah,
I think him, Kitadani, and Yao, Kitadani, and Oda knew each other either at the very beginning of things or even before. I forget their meeting story. I think we've gone through it at some point. But.
Yeah, he did. He definitely knew him before Yao was cast in the anime.
Even Django, I think.
Yeah, I think so. He says, so this reader is saying, I'm guessing you probably haven't, got worked up the courage to call him Eiichiro yet. So let's use this opportunity to try it out. And so he just goes, Eiichiro! Which I'm sure is very weird for a Japanese person to do. So the next question is, what is your favorite line from Frankie? And it turns out it is. I had to look this up because you can tell it's clearly from Dressrosa because it's Frankie in his like Hasidic outfit and Luffy in
Robopeus is what we called it at the time.
Yeah.
Robopeus.
It was, what was it? It was like, if you see your chance, don't miss it, or something like that. I forget the exact.
It was just before the Colosseum with the devil fruit he was speaking about.
That's right. Yeah, it was about Ace's fruit. Right.
I don't know why I remember that, and I could barely remember what I talked about last week, but here I am.
Oh, good call. Yeah. So next one is a question for Subani. What is it about Frankie that you look at and you're like, I'm just like this? And he says it's the fact that we both love cola and we are both prone to tears. So, yep, two very prominent Frankie attributes. The next one is Frankie's master, his shisho, his mentor is Tom-san. So, Subaru, who is your mentor? And he says, my mentor, my shisho, is Tomokazu Seki. Who, of course, is a famous voice. I forget if he has done a One Piece role or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he has.
I'll look it up.
Or if he was
Tomokazu
Seki, S-E-K-I.
Yeah.
Also funny that starts with Tom.
Who was everywhere in like the early 2000s.
Yes, he played. Oh, he plays Lucci and Hattori.
Lucci. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Both characters. That's really talented.
I don't know how he does both.
Yeah,
Hattori is such a all-consuming role.
It's a demanding role. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. So yeah, he says his mentor is Tomokazu Seki. I owe him so much, both publicly and privately. So
and he was Poochie in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in The Simpsons.
No.
And now I'm disappointed.
Yeah. The next one is, okay, so these bits kind of go together. So the next question is, if you had to give yourself a nickname or an epithet, what would it be? And so he says, I'll say what he says in Japanese, which is Kompura Gorimamori Seiyu. And I had to look up what this means because apparently this is like a shtick that he has.
Is it a gorilla joke?
No, actually. It is, so the background here is that Subaru, when he was 14, he was chosen to be the voice of Giant, the bully in Doraemon. I don't know if that means it was a series or if that was like some of the movies, or what, because obviously Doraemon has been around for many, many, many years. And so he apparently promised. So kompura here is short for compliance, and in Japanese, the English word compliance, when they say that, it means like standards. It's like upholding decent behavior, right? Like you're not going to violate standards and cause a scandal. And gori is short for gori, which means like super like raw, like yes. And then mamori is protect. So in other words, it's like Mr. Super well-behaved voice actor. So apparently he's used that to refer to himself before. And so he's just kind of repeating that here. So he's Mr. Super well-behaved, clean as a whistle. So the next question is, this is for Subaru Kimura. Hi. Is it true that, like Frankie's, your penis is 8 centimeters? And
was that confirmed?
Zach, can we get a
I'm sorry.
Version on that?
Give me a second. I'm on it. That is 3.149 inches. Oh my God, that's very close to pi.
Yeah. Wow. So he says
he has a pie.
That's where you all go.
He has a pie.
And so he says, yes, that's right. It is 8 centimeters wide. And
oh God.
and and Oda says like wide girth. He's like,
Oda cuts
in. Oda cuts in. He's like wide. Also, like no one ever. There's never been an announcement that Frankie's penis is 8 centimeters.
Okay.
Like that's not
clever.
official. And he's like,
You
yes,
said,
and so
8 meters. That's yes.
So with that very sharp interruption there, we are out of time for Subaru. Thank you very much. But I'm afraid we just cannot have that last question. That is not acceptable. We do not allow dirty jokes here on this segment. So much for your compliance. So much for your compliance and standards. And he's like, "Oh, but the reader asked it, so I just want to answer the question." And he's like, "Yeah, that's great, but you're lying. Like clearly, you said that you said that it's 8 centimeters wide, like from end to end." And he says, "Yeah, that's about right." And then Oda says, "Okay, show me." In parentheses, sexual harassment. And then Subaru says, "Okay, here." And then in parentheses, public indecency.
Oh God!
And then Oda's like, "Oh!" like exclamation points, and then a little shock mark. He's like, "Whoa!" Oh, shiver. So apparently he has seen the truth.
I think it would have been funnier if you hear a tape measure like onomatopoeia. Yeah. No, like the. Yeah.
And then he said, and then Subaru says, "All right, everybody, here is that was it, everybody. And just so you, in case you were curious, the thing that I said in German was, I am Subaru Kimura, the best and coolest super dude on the planet." I have
an 8 centimeter penis, is what he said.
And he says, "Take care of Eiichiro from now on. I leave him in your hands. Enjoy. See you next volume. Have fun."
What else is in the?
We have a little bit more Usopp Gallery, of course. I'm not sure if any of these are like super duper worth.
Those little dolls are creepy.
Pointing out, somebody made their own little like sort of stick dolls,
Lego-y kind of.
Yeah,
really,
they kind of right. They look like little Lego or Duplo
Yeah.
people.
Polly Pocket-esque.
I really just like seeing rotten tomatoes in big letters for the ad.
Okay, that's why I took a picture. Yeah, since
I figured that was why.
Right, they were of course without their copies of the volume are held at the post office on this Sunday afternoon. So I took pictures of all this stuff to send to them.
Thank you.
Yes, I made sure to include the Netflix ads, which are not really they're ads, but they're just like bragging, which they love to do.
They do.
And I just had to include the first one because they are touting, okay, super, season 2 from the first week, 3 straight weeks, #1 in the world, top 10 in 92 different countries and territories from the Netflix weekly global top 10 rankings. First week, #1 in 63 different countries and territories. And it's just so funny to read, like, in Japanese, like, Rotten Tomato. And then the critics score, Tomato Meter, 100%. It's like 100% on the tomato meter. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's just something about seeing that in Japanese. Very funny, considering.
It's funny seeing, like, for me, like, basically Japanese text and then Rotten Tomatoes. Just in big letters.
Rotten Tomato. That's great.
Tomato meter.
And if that wasn't enough, then on the next page, they have the full list of all 92 countries where it was in the top 10.
Pick your favorite.
You didn't believe us. It's all here.
Yeah, that's right.
In black and white.
Even
Our
Reunion.
Reunion?
I think is that a country off of Africa?
Yeah, it's in the Indian Ocean, or it's close to the Indian Ocean.
I'm curious since, look, I think we've all been learning a lot about little countries that are very good at soccer.
For the World Cup. Yeah.
Like Cabo Verde, and it was Curacao. So this one has this nation, who I'm sure 90% of them are listeners of ours, just under 1 million folks. So
Wow.
it's just when I mean, like, they're bragging that they're at 92, in 92 countries, but just remember being number one in a country of 910,000 people, where, like, how many people watch Netflix out of the total? You could kind of do the math. You're getting to probably a pretty small number.
Yeah.
Because, like, even in the United States, like, what percentage of the population has a Netflix account, watches Netflix, and then out of those, and watches it regularly, and then watches One Piece? Like, I'm sure
it is funny too that, like, they also do the thing where they put the laurel wreath around the statistics, it's
an award,
like it's Khan or something. Yeah,
winner of the top 10 in the Netflix
in 92
category.
countries. Yeah,
in 92 countries.
And just to drive home the point, the Japanese tagline here is, top 10 in the 92 countries. Don't be late to ride this wave. So, just putting the pressure on, like, make sure you check in for season 3.
I see New Caledonia there, I think. Is that the country? So it's at the top right where the McKenna picture?
I believe that's in Oceania.
It is. It's definitely like a very tiny country that I'm not even sure is completely independent, but might be. I don't want to, like, step on any political because I know nothing about it.
I just want to do the Waka
it's French.
Warner.
It's a French territory. So, I mean, they might be like one of the, but it's just, I do agree with the Animaniacs potential, but there's just a few of these that are very interesting choices. To the fact that you're listing them out loud, they should, not out loud. Anyway, good for them. I'm not trying to, I'm glad there's representation for those nations too, but. It's just an interesting choice to list those all out on 2 different pages when your volume is too large and you had a whole apology about it. Anyway.
Right. And just so you know, the priority here too, then there's more Usopp Gallery Pirates. So they made sure to put the Netflix ad before the fan art.
Who did that end. Usopp Gallery? That's with Jacob.
Jacob, yeah.
But they drew Jacob as
excellent. It's really good. Very funny. It's I guess it's part of the Usopp Gallery, but it's the header for it. So
right.
Very good. I like it. Jacob. Is probably one of my favorite parts of that show. So, and then you had, I guess, is this a correction at the end? Is that the last thing we're looking at here?
What's that?
The Elbaf pirate ship you added?
Oh, yes. That was the one bit of retouched art, I believe, which they had drawn with Elbaf with the F on the ship sail first.
Oh, we did talk about that. Yeah.
They went back and they changed it to Elbaf with the PH.
Good for everybody.
Somebody got yelled at.
But
was
guys,
it Oda?
it's Fable backwards.
I still like that more. I know it isn't, but whatever. Any questions? Since we don't have it, Ken, do we have questions for Steven? Is there like something we're missing here?
Do I personally have questions for Steven?
Yeah. Do you personally have questions for Steven about
not really
just general about the
I feel like everything was very well explained and translated.
I agree.
Thank you, Steven.
Putting you on the spot.
It's a lot. It's always a lot of work every time you do one of these. I always appreciate you reading for like 2 hours straight.
Oh shit! Have we been going for 2 hours?
Managing my dry mouth after a certain amount of time.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we take a break? Let Steven, get his voice back. Yeah, recuperate, and then we'll do some piece together where we'll ask Steven some questions. Or we'll ask questions.
Yeah, it's a very Steven heavy. There's a couple Steven questions in there.
We'll see.
So we'll do a short piece together, and then we will round off.
Sounds
good. On the other side. Yep. Elbaf Bar Mitzvah, super scared. Sorry, that doesn't really work. Super large.
Boys becoming men becoming
giants.
That's so good. Sorry, lady.
This is the Piece Together segment where we take your questions, comments, theories, but not the ones that Pell sent on Facebook. They're just not based in fact. And also, we don't take questions from Facebook. We do take questions, though. I assume, Ken, you knew you were doing this segment.
Oh, yeah, I've just assumed at this point.
Okay, Ken, what segment is it?
Zach, this is Dis Piece, where we answer all the questions our lovely Patreon followers put to us in the Dis Piece channel in our Discord. And starting off with a one from last week, Stephen, you were not here, but
S&P, thank you for remembering. Yes.
Yeah, S&P asked this last week and said, "Heyo, OPP, hoping Stephen will be on tonight." He was not. Are the name?
He's on tonight.
Yes, he's on tonight. Are the name Vohu come from the phrase Tohu wa Bohu? Other acceptable transliterations, Tohu va Vohu? If so, why Vohu and not Bohu, seemingly a more commonly used term?
Bohu no academia.
Is it because of the meaning nothingness / void, and you want to choose something point closer to that? P.S. Apparently, it's the same word that appeared in the second world of the Harley. I bought the new volume release and saw you change it to emptiness and change the word in third world to void instead. And they gave a picture of the updated Viz volume with the changed Harley.
That's right. Yeah, so that is correct that the sword of what I call it, blade of nothingness, Vohu, it comes from the Hebrew. I believe it's like the very first line of the Bible or something. That's like in the beginning there was nothing, and then there was light.
Do I have to go get my Bible?
I mean, if you want to, but
your Elbaf Mitzvah.
I have one from my Elbaf Mitzvah. That is. Let me go see. I can see what the Hebrew definition is for this. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and so that apparently there's different what would you call anglicizations of it? Like there's tohu wa bohu and tohu va vohu. And I looked and I could not see, like, it's one of those things where, like, you know, when you read explanations on, like, here's this Hebrew thing from, you know, from the Hebrew Bible that predates, you know, Christianity and all this stuff, and it can be spelled like this or like this or like this, and I've never really seen like you know, like this is the one that's common now, or this was like the old fashioned way to do it, or this whatever. It's always just like, oh well, you could read it this way or this way, this way. And so I don't know, like, is there a correct
English version? What was I doing here? Oh wait,
so
well, keep going.
So yeah, so basically what happened was I reverse engineered it, so I just looked, okay, what is bohu? That was the katakana.
It is, and beret sheet. Yeah. I'm definitely pronouncing that badly, but that is that's where it comes from. Beret. Okay. But that is,
I don't know.
I'm trying.
And so, yeah, so I basically looked it up, and the first thing that I found was Vohu with a V. And then I think I looked a little further and saw that there was also Bohu with a B. I could not really discern like what the difference in those transliterations would be. And so I kind of just, it was sort of like, you know, when a referee makes a call, it's like, okay, not enough evidence to overturn the call on the field, sort of thing. I was like, okay, I'll just go with Vohu. And you know, it does, admittedly, I think V usually sounds cooler than B. When we do words in English. So I just kind of left it at Vohu, and you know, that's just kind of what I use. It is a reference to you know, the nothingness before creation, which, as it turns out, is pretty apt for all of the you know, the imagery and the conceptual stuff that the world government and the king of the world and all that stuff you know, comes from. So
I don't think it's the first word of the Bible, but it's because it's in the second sentence. And that the
I mean,
the heavens
it's,
and the, no,
right,
I'm just
it's the very start of the Bible. That's all.
I cannot emphasize how I have not opened this in 20 years. I have it, but yeah.
It was entrusted to you wisely. I can see.
Yes. As all
yeah, and then I did. Yeah, you've probably noticed then that I did tweak some of the text, which I think when we did the Harley, the first chapter, I think I had pointed out that there were like a few issues that I had with how I had ended up on it. And I had spent like all day working on it, and I was like, well, I don't like that. This is here because there's like multiple different words meaning like emptiness or void, and I ended up with void in the one that was not the same as the word that goes with void century. And so like I basically, as far as I remember, I haven't looked at this stuff since I turned in the volume corrections, but from what I remember, like I basically straightened it out so that like void went with the part that has the same kuhaku, which is the word that goes with void century and stuff. So just trying to make things a little neater for the in-universe lore, to make the connections a little easier to draw. Yeah, that's what I remember about doing the Harley again.
Should we read the updated Harley, or is that overkill, you think?
Yeah, let's just go. It's just a few words that you can buy the volume.
Yeah.
Buy my book.
Got it.
Yeah, and more importantly, we have to wait for Kaylee to come back to do that.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's a good video. You haven't seen that. And then SMP just followed up, just asking again, like, reposting the question, said if Steven has any other thoughts and changes in the Harley in the volume release, it'd be appreciated. And we've addressed that. So Thank you, SMP.
Thank you.
All right. We're up to today's questions. First up, we got Big Mike. Oh no, the toxic conservative fans on the One Piece podcast are complaining about the horny SBS questions because of their...
Don't make me take my Bible out.
Because of their views. It's bad enough they were making fun of President Obama last week, and now this. Don't worry, everyone. I'm here to turn the Piece Together segment into a sex-positive environment where everyone can send in their questions without any shame, starting with mine. What other female characters would you like to see in the skimpy egg-headed island outfits like the ones worn by Nami and Robin? Mine are Hiyori, Viola, and an honorable mention to Yamato, in an unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt, hoodie, and a tiny Speedo.
I'm just going to say I'm going to put my Bible back. This doesn't really have anything to do with this question. I'm sorry to cut in about that. I just am letting you guys know that's
really Big Mike right in front of Zach's Bible.
I'm very positive about Frankie's chode. I don't know where this reputation comes from. Yeah.
His 8-centimeter width. Are we answering this or should we move on?
Oh, we have to answer the question.
Who do you want to see in an egghead outfit?
No, we don't.
Ripley.
We read the question.
That's a good answer.
The thing is about the egghead outfits is that they're stupid. They're not like...
They are stupid.
They're not... Thank you, Stephen.
I like the Hawaiian hoodies. Those were cool.
The Hawaiian hoodies are... I wouldn't go as far as cool. I wouldn't go as far as cool. Sanji looks stupid,
Sanji
too.
Looked cool.
Jinbei. Jinbei was probably the best of the Hawaiian shirt gang. Luffy's outfit was great. Everyone else's... And then Chopper's was cute.
Choppers was good.
But I think everyone else's sucked, if I recall. I don't have them in front of me.
Usopp had the one-piece jumpsuit.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he's the One Piece. So look, if you want to, get rid of my puritanical views, the egghead outfits are like the worst choice because they're Oda for the sake of Sanada, There's just nothing interesting there, in my opinion.
That was the error, he's drawing all the butts more than usual.
That part I'm not complaining about, but maybe I am.
Oh, you're not?
Big Mike, your influences. Definitely.
My puritanical values. I should bring that Bible back. Why don't we go to the next question?
That's a good puritanical view. Okay. Next up, we got King Doji. Hey, OPP. I'm listening to last week's episode, and y'all are talking about Luffy needing a low point and such and such. What if Luffy somehow goes inside and connects to the will of the Gum Gum fruit? A little too Naruto-esque or My Hero Academia-esque? I've been worried for a while.
It's Naruto-esque. I know the part of Naruto. That's like about where I got in the manga. Like, I've read randomly chapters. I did not read Naruto religiously, and I skipped a lot, but I do remember that.
I've always been worried with the fruits if like they carry on something from like previous users or like because like, oh, now that like Ace has Sabo has Ace's fruit, will like Sabo ever be able to like connect to Ace somehow because they both share the same fruit, or because the Zo fruits have a will or a mind of their own, will Luffy ever have a talking to Nika moment? Even though we still don't know if Nika was a real god or just the idea of a god, but if there was a Nika, can Luffy talk to Nika through the fruit? Because the Zo fruit, like that's the thing. It should have a mind of its own. There should be a Nika inside that fruit. Can Luffy
just like
talk
the
to
jacket, and the jacket fruit has a mind of its own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I know. One? I'm joking.
Oh, okay. You were okay.
Because it's a stupid fruit.
It's your favorite fruit.
Just because I was matched with it that one time on that thing.
There's only one jacket fruit according to Pell.
She's probably right about that.
As far as he knows,
there's only one clothing.
How many different jackets can there be? You know, there's a leather jacket fruit. There's a jean jacket fruit.
Cardigan. No me.
God. Oh no, I gotta get that Bible back now because what a heathen I am.
Yeah, someone was having dreams about
inflatable
spandex stuff.
There was an actual question, and I could totally see that happening. Where it's almost kind of what did happen. I don't know. How is Oda going to get out of this one?
It's all in the same kind of vein. It's just in terms of maybe not so much of like reach into the power itself, but like the whole sort of destiny angle. I do think that in general, it's sort of like the challenge for Oda is to show how Luffy can kind of quote unquote fulfill the destiny while still being his own person. Like he's doing it and you can see that this is just Luffy, and it is always what he would have done because we know who Luffy is as a person, and to try not to make it seem like you know, he's a zombie living out Joy Boy's example or whatever.
Oh, I didn't think of it like that. That could happen.
It's like it's like there's a fine line distinguishing those things, and it's not necessarily like a very clear one. So I think that's just kind of like that's the onus on Oda right now, is to do it in a way where we still feel like this is Luffy.
That would be kind of lame on another level too, in that like, well, I guess that is kind of like the inherited will thing, but like if your soul lives on through like a devil fruit but is dormant, like what an existence. That doesn't
like King Doji mentioned like the My Hero Academia thing, where like in that he talks to all the previous users of the power, like in his head, like he has like little powwows with them. I just don't want Luffy in a room talking to Joy Boy and Nika. Like, all right, we're the three people here. Like,
you know,
what are we gonna do?
The Black Panther thing.
Yes, exactly.
You know what? It could actually the one way it could work if he does it. None of you guys watch DS9, so I don't have any of my folks here. But the why am I blanking? But like Dax and Jedzia Dax, and that is a what are they called now? Oh my god, I'm losing my perspicacity. But what I was gonna say is the Trills, sorry. They have like, it's that symbiote relationship where there's like a little being living inside of them, and then that little being like goes on to the next user basically, and so carries forth the memories of the previous people, and then they kind of become an amalgamation of them. I don't want that specifically, but I guess it could be interesting if devil fruits are literally inherited wills. I just doesn't feel like something Oda would want to do. Like it doesn't.
It would just suck if like the gum fruit, like Joy Boy was like piloting inside of it and like, okay, let me.
They did mention. They did mention. Remember that like it evades.
It kept escaping. Yeah.
I could see it. I don't know if I'd like it or not, but I could see it.
It's a fine line.
I just don't want him to become, now I'm Dark Luffy and I'm super badass and I'm gonna,
We've already had Shadow Luffy.
I become the AI image that every screen cap thing on YouTube is. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
I think Oda has put enough lines in where Luffy's like, I don't know who that is, or stop calling me that name. I don't care.
He does always say that.
Even if that was what is happening, or that's the answer, if Luffy just ignored it or didn't care and didn't affect anything, I'd be okay with that.
I could see. I think what would actually happen is that Luffy, like, if Joy Boy's will lived somehow within that, or his memories or something like that lived within the devil fruit, it wouldn't be like now Luffy is that. I don't think. I think it would be something like Luffy, like the one time we get an inner monologue is it's going to be him consulting like with like inside his head about this. Maybe. I don't see it coming out though. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think externally it would be I don't know. I mean,
true. Yeah, well that is true. We never see inside Luffy's head, so
the one time
he's been talking to Joy Boy the entire time.
He could have been. That actually would be a very funny reveal. It's like, oh, he didn't have inner monologue for that reason. Yeah. By the way,
I love hate that.
I love hate that too. If we were any other channel, we would have one of those really creepy AI YouTube thumbnails, but instead, we're gonna have the spit roast.
Something much better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classier.
Yes, classier, certainly.
Yes, classier.
Yeah.
All right. Next question from Matt R. I get it. Hey, OPP. With it being another break week, I wanted to share a One Piece game I play in my head when I'm running to distract myself.
With Joy Boy?
I call it the Devil Fruit game. I list the devil fruits in chronological order of appearance, starting with the gum fruit.
Good lord.
Some additional rules I follow is that I'm not super strict on the order of appearance. Like an Alabasta, as long as I can list all the devil fruits that appear, I'm good. I also don't count fruits until their official confirmation, so Doflamingo wouldn't count until Dressrosa. I usually make it to around Marineford until I lose my focus. How far / accurate can you guys make it?
Chapter 1.
Gum fruit.
I don't. That
Wrong.
Is just so. It's Gomu Gomu no Mi.
It's the human fruit.
It's the human fruit model Nika. But seriously, I don't think I could get very far in that. That's not like my forte in like things I remember.
Build up to it, right? Like you have to keep a running tally, because it sounds like he does this every time, or it's like a common sort of meditative thing.
I have things that like I have memorized that I'll like be like, okay, if I ever get a concussion and I can't list all of these things, I think about in my head.
I think you could be good up until like Reverse Mountain, because you gotta think like it's just Luffy and Buggy for the longest time.
Could. Yeah,
there's nothing on in the Village. There's nothing on Baradier. There's Smoker and Dragon.
Yeah, you're right. You could get pretty far without that
it's
many.
Once you hit like Reverse Mountain,
the Grand Line, the Grand Line.
Peak, yeah.
I mean that's on purpose, I'm sure.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Usually when I'm like running or walking or whatever, that's like it's basically like shower time. It's like shower thoughts.
Yeah.
Like your mind just wanders to whatever, and then when it's over, I have no idea what I was thinking about, but like it feels amazing. You're just like, oh wow, I got so many like tangled thoughts out of my head.
Done.
Yeah, exactly. But
my most recent one, I was thinking about podcast stuff that I wanted to do. So there you go. That's what goes on.
As you do.
As I do. What's next?
Next question. Low key still alive. It's our good friend Slay. Hello, my fellow heist planners. It's an off week, so how are you? What's been going on lately? Want to shout out any cool books / podcasts or shows you've loved lately? Have you been holding space for Wanze?
No.
Have a great week.
building space for
I've been
once.
watching the new season of House of the Dragon, which has been
Oh.
pretty awesome. Very, very happy with that one.
Ken.
I got the Brandon Sanderson bug finally. So I read through Way of Kings, then Warbreaker, and now I'm on Words of Radiance. And if you don't know, they're just these giant, thick, high fantasy novels, but I've been very impressed with him so far.
Did you consult all the dozens of YouTube videos about the proper reading order?
I see a lot of them.
Every single friend has told me, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. No, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? I'm like, so there's no pleasing anyone, but I
do it your way.
I have made the right choices so far, I think.
This is the problem. Since I read for a living, I don't read like after I'm done. Cause like I can't. Like it's like one of those things, when I'm not saying I do what I love, but if when you do what you love, it's hard to do it as a hobby also. Or what you do at work. Yeah.
I mix audiobooks like with the physical. Like if I'm driving, I'll have the audiobook on and then I'll resume.
Yeah, but I gotta really focus, and the problem is I focus all day at work, I focus all day at home because kids, and I have no focus left, and I just want to veg, and so like I'll play a very like cozy game or something and then go to sleep. Or what I've been doing, they're not cozy though, but I've been watching A Witch in Mongolia, Jadugar, which is incredible. I mean, unsurprisingly, it's Science Saru. I think I mentioned this last week, but like I read the manga and I know what happens, and it's like one of the very rare circumstances where I'm like, oh, this is still like super engaging, super cool, experimental. It's like just so I don't want to say fun because it is a very dark story, but it is so interesting, and I'm gonna definitely Vinland Saga I think is next on my, because I really have the historical fiction anime / manga bug right now with Orb and that.
Yeah, the thing that I really like about historical fiction, like in manga or wherever else, is that like the closer they are to the history, like the less predictable, because it's history. It's not like history doesn't happen in story form. It doesn't like introduce characters to send them on like stereotypical journeys. So like it's just very unpredictable in many ways, and that can be really exciting if you're kind of jaded and used to all of these sort of typical ways of telling stories. And
it's especially good, like I don't have any knowledge, so Jadugar, for those who don't know, I'm trying to think of how much I could explain. It basically takes place during like the height of the Mongolian Empire. That is something I know nothing about, that point in history. Like that is a very blank spot. Much like I don't really know much about Viking history, so I think Vinland Saga is going to be fun for that reason. And for Orb, there was a lot about medieval history, which is also not like, now it just sounds like I'm not interested in history. But those are three, eras that I'm not read up on. So they all are surprising, as you mentioned, because you don't know what happens next.
There's
and you learn things, which I like.
There's a manga. They might have made an anime out of this. I don't know. It's from like the 2000s and probably into the 2010s. Called Hyogemono or Hyugemono. It's spelled differently in English. But it's like the story of Sen Norikyu, who was basically like the Buddhist priest who kind of established the format of the tea ceremony back in the Sengoku period.
This sounds like my thing.
Yeah, well, it was when like all of these samurai generals and leaders, like that was like the craze. It was like the thing that you did when you're not out in battle, was like, oh, you have to have these special tea ceremony. You have to have this wonderful wabi sabi like pots and imperfect vessels and things like that. And like, so it's kind of like the story of the guy who helped establish that. And because it's historical fiction, there's just all these characters. And if you've ever read like Sengoku period stuff. It's really complicated story of like, you know, the scheming and the who is fighting against who and who their alliances are and stuff. And so like as a story, it's really complicated and hard to follow like which characters are doing what, but it's done in such a way that like you know, like his sort of invented character that we follow who gets crazy into tea ceremony stuff. You know, it tells a really interesting story with all of these historical figures in the background. And
what's the name of it?
So Hyogemono. It's like,
is that in English also?
No,
like,
I don't believe it's ever been published. Yeah. But yeah, it would be pronounced Hyougemono, but in the old fashioned way. So like the way that they spell it on the cover, it is Heugemono. Really, really cool. I don't know. There might be a scanlation for all I know. I don't know, but I have the Japanese volumes, obviously.
There's been a lot of success in adapting those kind of, like, I'm very excited to keep reading Witch in Mongol is the name of the,
right.
A Witch in Mongol, I think, is the name of the manga, and Jadugar is the name. So like, but it's like, it looks like Astro Boy, like kind of like 50s. Right. It's such a interesting mesh.
I love the character. Yeah, the character designs are great.
Yeah, I would get figures of them if it wasn't. It still feels kind of weird because they're also based on actual people. A lot of them. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. Podcasts. Have I been listening to anything new? I don't know. It's this One Piece podcast I hear about.
That's the only podcast I listen to.
That's the only podcast there is. Podcast. There's no other one. You have Patreon. No choice. And Wanze. Right, no, I don't hold space.
Nothing for Wanze.
Nothing for Wanze. Go ahead.
Okay. Next up, we got Wispy. Hey, OPP. What are your One Piece subway takes?
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Like, I don't know what that means.
I'm just going to Google One Piece subway and see if anything pops up.
Or subway takes.
Yeah.
It could be, or Peace Subway.
Is this like a TikTok trend or something?
It might be.
I'm seeing like there are some subways in Japan where they have these giant murals of One Piece stuff, but I think I've seen that before.
Oh, it's a Subway Takes is an internet talk show hosted in the New York City subway.
I've seen that. I actually know what they're talking about. There is a subway talk show.
Are they're doing podcasts on a subway?
Kind of. Like, I know Zoran Mamdani did that.
Oh.
Okay.
Like, years ago at this point. But I don't know if that's what they're referring to, so let's move on to the next question. I'm going to let Wispy explain themselves, and then we'll
Wispy, if you want to resubmit that question, please.
Yes.
And our last one is from Ice Fisher Tenacity. This is a little bit of a different one, a long one, but we'll see how this goes.
I think, so wait, this is about the dub, right? So I want to do this one when Steve is on. Because otherwise, what are we going to do? Unless Ken, if you have strong opinions about it.
I don't have any strong opinion. I was going to list them down if you had any to shout out anything that caught your...
I think we should do this when we have some dub heads on, because it's dub related questions. So that one I think we should,
We will archive this then for later.
We did Stevens from last week, and then we'll do this one for next week.
But this is very, very thorough. Ice Fisher listed a bunch of recommendations who they want for voice actors for the Elbaf arc. So if you're part of our Patreon, you're in the Disp section, you want to see all their suggestions. They did a very thorough, it's like 6 images worth of voice actors. It's very cool, actually.
Yeah. I don't feel completely qualified to have, this is not my forte.
I don't know enough voice actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think
that was our last question then.
I think with that, we could wrap up.
Alrighty.
Grab a Bacardi on the rocks, because this has been the One Piece podcast for July 20th, 2026. Thank you both for coming on the show. Thanks to Ed for coming on. Check him out, Edward E. on Blue Sky. Check out Kirby wherever you get your Kirby's. Links are in the description.
from Nintendo.
No, Kirby the artist for this episode.
You can follow Kirby at DKirbyJ on Blue Sky.
Thank you. I didn't want to misquote the name. Cam, where can people find you?
You can find me anywhere online under KindKing01, whether that be Blue Sky, Instagram, anywhere. I'm pretty easy to find. And please check out the OP collab on Blue Sky. We are now we're still posting a character a day from Volume 2. Yep, we're in Onigashima now. So we posted a Kaido image. If you listen to the podcast yesterday, a Big Mom image will be going up today. And a couple days ago, Kirby actually, we posted Kirby's young Whitebeard art, which is quite incredible. I think that was the first piece that he did for the collab when we were running it a couple years ago. So yeah, check us out online.
Stephen.
StephenPaul.bsky.social. Just we'll be back next week with another One Piece chapter. Kane's still going strong. Kurumizawa's Folly, getting some real interesting stuff going on there. So yeah, read them before they're over, or after they're over. It's whatever you want.
We don't judge.
I recommend.
You can find me at ZachLogan.com on Blue Sky. You can find us at OnePiecePodcast.com on Blue Sky. Also on the website, the URL, OnePiecePodcast.com. Patreon.com/OnePiecePodcast. You could support us. Please do if you haven't. We mentioned that. It's the only podcast that exists. So I think for that reason alone, you should help support. Podcasting needs the help. But specifically us. The money does go help to pay our editor, our artists, and the many wonderful people who help contribute to the podcast. And also, hopefully, some projects that we'll be able to talk about at some point. This is me putting myself on notice in the same way that Oda did with the 5 different... Yep.
Yes, Zach. Make a bunch of promises right now.
Okay, only 5 different projects that we...
There's only 5 different projects we're working on, and they're totally going to happen within the next few weeks. All in the year. Yeah, all within the end of the year, yeah. If I say them out loud, it'll definitely not happen. Yes, you can find us, One Piece Podcast, anywhere you get your social media, youtube.com/OnePiecePodcast, or Apple Podcasts, Spotify. The rest of them, fuck ice, don't forget that.
Yeah.
And well, particularly this week I was gonna say, but really every week. Anything I'm missing that's happening that I should be telling people about? Really relying on you folks this week. Stephen, thank you so much for walking us through volume 115. Volume 116 will come out at some point, I think this year.
Yep.
Probably.
Yeah.
Usually it's quarterly, probably like October. So we look forward to talking about that then. Next week, we'll be doing chapter 1189. And until then, my name is Zach. We'll see you next time, everyone. Goodbye.